still muting. You know what I'm saying? He's still muting. All right, it's all good. Here we go. Am I live or what? Go live. What the hell? Okay. Let me get rid of this and see. Sorry. All right. Okay, I guess we are live right now. Yes, there we go. Welcome to episode 49. That's right, 49. One away from the big 5-0 of the show Untitled, featuring myself, R. Jones. Also riding with me, we got our panelists, my group of guys, headed first and foremost, my man Dominic Darnold, straight from the BX, but now residing in North Carolina. My brother, always a pleasure, true honor to have you on. How you doing tonight, my friend?
All good, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're also joined by a gentleman who's muted right now because he has a lot of background noise in his house. I told the brother to kick those people out of the house. You know what time we go on. Stop that nonsense. Reggie is here as well, but he'll come on eventually at some point. Got a few things to talk about tonight, brothers. Got a few things to talk about tonight. Dom, I know this one hits you kind of close to home because you said some stuff about this guy, and I respect it, but I still feel the following. Should New York Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor be the National League MVP? Now, we've discussed this in somewhat detail during our group text that we have with each other, and I feel personally Lindor deserves it. He deserves it. Will he 100% get it? No, that's apparent. My thing is, this guy is out there every day. He started off slow as well. Slow start, as his team started out on a slow start. Okay, he was out there every game, barring a few injuries here and there, but he was out there playing shortstop, and he excelled at not just offensively, but also defensively and serving as a leader. He stepped up in that leadership role for this squad. You got to respect that. Now, the other side, yeah, Ohtani, I get it, historic year. I understand that, but this is a guy that played DH. He wasn't in the field like that. He didn't pitch because of his arm injury or whatnot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I get the argument for Ohtani and his career year, a historic year. But again, the guy that's out there damn near every game doing his thing, providing a leadership role, plus the fact that Dodgers can win without Ohtani. Let's keep it a buck. That team is stacked. They are stacked, okay? Let me just see if Reg, your mic is live too as well. The Dodgers are stacked. Okay, Freeman, Betts, on and on and on and on and on. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas the Mets, they're not as stacked as the Dodgers, obviously. Okay, and this is a guy that stepped up in the leadership department. For me, he gets my vote. He has to get my vote. What do you say, Dom?
Like I said in the text, we're everybody in sports, not just baseball.
Right.
We're into new, shiny, flashy, the new toy in the store. Granted, he had a great season. I'm like you are. And you know what's weird?
What's that?
Both of them played a lot of games.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Lindor only missed 10 games.
Right.
And I think what's his name missed 7.
Okay.
And he's a DH.
And he's a DH.
I'm with you. Or if I had to put my old school hat on, you know what? What's his name never won MVP? In all the great seasons he had, David Ortiz.
Oh, David Ortiz, and he was DH, exactly.
Yeah. Martinez from Seattle,
right?
Never won an MVP. Probably the greatest DH of all time.
Probably. I like Edgar. I mess with Edgar. Edgar's good. He's very good.
Now we got this new 50-50 club. I mean, nobody's ever done it. So, okay, somebody has done it. Nobody ever did 30-30. Nobody ever did 40-40 until they did it. So
until they did it.
Hats off to him. Hats off to him. Yeah.
Of course.
He had a great offensive season.
Of course.
But, I mean, the votes are in now, so we can't count the postseason.
No.
Because let's not forget, there was 3 teams, Dodgers being one of them, that had 100 wins last year, and one of them got out the first round. They only out of all 3 of them teams, they only accomplished 1 win.
Right.
It was sweep, 1 win.
Right.
So we got to see how, because you know what? I think this may be, if I'm not mistaken, this might be his first time in the postseason.
It could be.
As
I'm trying to think.
That sounds.
It's crazy. Yeah, because you would think, because he came over from Cleveland.
No,
and at that
California.
No,
California from the Angels.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, hold on for a second. We got a surprise. My man, the Marshall, is here. How you, brother?
Oh, Trey, what's up, baby?
The hell are you, sir? I see you. I'm wishing you well. You know we love you. Your mic is live. Good to see. Good to hear from you. Anyway, can't see you yet, but
before we go, he has not ever been in the postseason.
No.
Nope.
No. This is his first season.
Okay. Understood.
So to answer your question,
yes, sir, Reg.
I'll go with Lindor because I say if you take Ohtani off that freaking team, they still do what they do. In my
opinion. No, and that's pretty much a popular opinion. Yeah,
you take Lindor off the Mets team, and I don't think your Mets season goes as good. But that's how I feel the MVP should go. But that's just my opinion. I think you feel the same way. I think Dom feels the same way too. But yeah,
I hear you. But again, like Dom was saying, about Ohtani and whatnot, this first appearance. Yeah, I forgot about that because he was with the Angels and that was crazy. Yeah, Mike Trout, although he was probably injured, most of the time he's out there the same time as Ohtani and whatnot. But again, crazy that he's never seen the postseason with that Anaheim team. You understand? So first time, again, I give it to him. I have to give it to him. He had a hell of an offensive season. But again, that DH thing, it bothers me. It does bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're not out there. You should be considered. Maybe they'll add a new kind of award for Offensive Player of the Year. That you got. I give you that. But MVP, Most Valuable Player award, you're the most valuable. The word valuable to your team. You understand? I that has to go to Lindor. It has to go to him because again, like Reg said, without Lindor on that team, forget about it. They're not even smelling the playoffs. Okay, their season's over. You understand what I'm saying? It would have been over at the end of game 162. Done. You can't say the same thing with Ohtani.
You'll get the argument, guys, because the numbers are very close. Without Ohtani, Lindor's numbers are in the ballpark of Bryce Harper and Manny Machado.
Right.
So, again, it's new, it's shiny. This guy put up astronomical numbers, but so did Aaron Judge. Granted, Aaron Judge is in the American League.
Right. And he's on the field.
He's playing the field. Aaron Judge
exactly. He's on the field. Exactly.
Lindor is playing shortstop, one of the hardest positions in baseball.
Thank you. Exactly, bro.
And he played 152 games. And you're right, Art. We could leave it at if Lindor didn't play, let's say just July and August.
Right.
You think the Mets are in the wild card?
No, not at all.
And speaking of the Mets, we have our number one fan of the Amazings on the line. Your mic is live. Welcome, David. Thank you for joining us, sir. How are you, sir? And Marshall, your mic is live as well.
I'm good, brothers. How are you?
Hey,
can anybody see my picture, or am I still effed up on that?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say effed up. It's just a black screen. So, but we can hear your voice, obviously.
That's good,
sir. Let me just extend my well wishes, my all the best to you. I hope you're doing well. You sound
a lot better than I was.
You sound in great spirits actually, and that's a relief. You understand?
I wasn't earlier. I mean, about a month and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, and guess what? It's understandable. You know what I'm saying? It's understandable, but it's good to see you bounce back, and it's good to have you on with us. I'll just say that.
Absolutely.
I'll just say that.
Yeah, I had my primary doctor today. Get this, that gentleman was from West Africa. from Ghana.
Okay. And that was your doctor, you said?
So that's something. Yeah, primary doctor. Yeah,
primary doctor. Okay, gotcha. That's all right, but you're still the lovable Marshall. So
it's not the other doctor who I call Waldo who did my foot surgeries, and he actually looks like Waldo. But I'm getting off track here. I apologize. Please forgive me.
No, it's all good. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
So what we're discussing Lindor should be the MVP for the National League.
Without question. Without question. There's absolutely no question in my mind.
Is there anybody else that's I haven't been following too much baseball, but is there anybody else that's close in the discussion, or is it no contest?
Well, they got the guy from the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, is the clear favorite. That's the runaway favorite. You understand? According to these pundits.
He's probably going to get it.
Yeah, he probably will. You know what I'm saying? Does he deserve it? I mean, this is why, again, I brought up the possibility. They should have another award for the best offensive player. You understand? I mean, does it make sense? Maybe not, but I'm just saying, most valuable should be most valuable. Okay? Yes. And again, we brought up this point over and over again. Without Lindor on that Mets squad, are they making the playoffs? Are they even a 500 team? No, I don't think so. You can't say the same thing about Shohei Ohtani because, again, the Dodgers without Ohtani would still win. They would still win.
Yeah.
They would have one less offensive, firepower in their lineup, but they would still win. So there's a difference. So
I was just checking the score here to see how the Mets were doing because I didn't know.
Zip.
Zip still okay.
Zip runner. Brewers have a runner on third with 2 outs.
Okay.
But there's no score. It looks like the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So let me jump right on in here.
Please.
Conversation. Ohtani is having a historic season.
Yes, sir.
And there is no denying his impact and what he has done.
Right.
That said, to R's point, the Mets, where would they be without Lindor? And now
not in the playoffs.
Not in the playoffs. And if you look at a lot of guys bring you one or the other. Some guys are give you that veteran leadership that teams use to pick them up and that kind of thing. But as far as production-wise, they may not be producing that way. Lindor is giving you both. I mean, if you remove his normal slow start, when he kicked it in, and remember, guys, that he called that team meeting, and it changed the atmosphere at Citi Field. It changed the atmosphere of that team, where they could have gone off the rails at that point, but he reeled them in. He called this players-only meeting, and then after that, they started enjoying not only playing baseball, but enjoying each other. They started rooting each other on. Then you had other things like the Iglesias with how they rallied behind the OMG, all of those things. But Lindor was the catalyst. So when we talk about value to a team, and listen, I'd be remiss if I didn't even bring up the home run in Atlanta on Monday.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about clutch.
Where big time.
It's the put up or shut up, and he stepped up there with the season on the brink. And let's call it as it is. Even though they had a second game to play on Monday, they lose that game in that way. I don't know that they come back in game 2.
Right.
So Lindor to step up there in that moment and do that value. I don't put anybody else's value ahead of Lindor, what he's done for this Mets team.
Mhm.
And this is to take nothing away from Shohei, and he'll probably win it because they're going to give it to him just based on the historic season that he's had.
Right.
But to your point, you remove him, Dodgers are still a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how the dare I say the short-sightedness of these voters, these writers that are going to be voting, they can't see it. I mean, I get it. It's okay. It's not like Dom said, the bright shiny toy. You understand of the whole historic aspect of it and whatnot. But look past that. Look past it. If the five of us on this line could see that, why can't they? And they're the so-called professionals, pundits, experts.
You know what though? After the votes are in, nobody's going to ask us what we felt. They're going to look at these guys that made those votes, those choices, and if you vote against Ohtani, it is not the popular choice, and it's one that they're probably not going to want to answer those questions. Why didn't you vote for Ohtani? You know, like you had to be the different guy in that, and they should be, but I don't think anybody wants to be in that position. We could say it, and it could be as true as true can be, but the voters, you know, there's going to be somebody. Lindor is going to get some votes. I don't think Ohtani is going to be unanimous.
Unanimous, right? Okay,
but I think that history on that side. Ohtani has history on his side, and I think that's where he's going to get the votes.
Right.
But you know what? Screw it. So what? At the end of the day, you get that award, and it's nice, and you put it on your shelf. But we know, as Met fans, and those of us who follow baseball, we know what Lindor has meant to that team.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah.
So
we know the deal.
The recognition is great, and everybody deserves it, and he is deserving of it. But if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We know the value that he has on and off the field, and he is the MVP.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I brought up something before y'all came on, Dave.
Yeah,
and here we go with the pundits and what they say today, but forget what they said yesterday. We all remember how hard it would have ever been, which has never happened, that a designated hitter would win the MVP.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Right.
We debated this till the cows came home. Now, I don't know who won it, but I'm looking it up right now, guys. In 2016, David Ortiz had 38 home runs, 127 RBIs, and he batted .315. Didn't win MVP. And what was the knock on why he didn't win MVP?
Because he didn't play in the field.
One of the greatest hitters in baseball, let alone DH, Edgar Martinez. Never won MVP. What did they say? He was a DH. So
didn't play the field.
Now we're gonna, and I understand, like we all do, it's a historical offensive season. We get it, we saw it, we heard it, we read it. But now we're gonna say, hey, Dave, remember that DH thing we used to talk about? Man, put that to bed.
Yeah,
this is historic.
Now,
this is how more historic than when Barry Bonds went 40-40.
Yeah.
It's no more historic than Canseco going 30-30 because they were the first to do it.
They were the first to do it.
New shiny object, but Barry Bonds played the field. Much as we may hate Jose Canseco, he played the field.
He played the field. Exactly.
This guy don't play the field, and that's just, again, maybe it's us, Dave, the old guy, get off my lawn. But I'm a baseball guy. Y'all know that.
That's ours job.
Yeah. Exactly. You already know.
I will say this. I make one counter argument, and that would be, this is, even though this is unprecedented in what we're seeing from Ohtani, we know that Ohtani, this is not a fluke. And so I will say that maybe not this greater number, but I think that Ohtani, even if he played the field, and we know why he didn't play the field this season,
Uh-oh, did he freeze up?
Got the Max
Yo,
611
who's
going
got
on.
pitching for the Brewers, man?
Huh?
Myers? This guy that's pitching for the Brewers.
Well, I honestly never heard of him, but I heard that guy Peralta. That guy was dealing the other night.
Well, this guy Myers is throwing the shit out the ball, bro.
I'm sorry. I think I had a little internet. I'm in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, my point was, there's not really an anomaly with him, and so some of the writers may look at it as, even if he did play the field, he's a guy that's probably capable of putting up some numbers very close to what he
has now.
That would be my only argument. Whereas guys like Ortiz and Martinez, you know, they were DHs, period.
Right.
So that would be my only argument, but still, it doesn't change the arguments that I made before. I'm just saying that might be a counter argument that a writer might give in voting for Ohtani, is that it's not really that much of a stretch based on what his ability is, even if he did play the field, that he might still be able to capable of putting up those type of numbers.
Okay. I mean, even if he was able to pitch and put up like some solid numbers and whatnot, then I would reconsider. I seriously reconsider. Even though you're taking him out every fifth day and whatnot, but I would say, okay, at least he's out there. You know what I'm saying? And he's helping his team win. He's putting his team in position by providing quality innings.
He's well rested right now, so all he has to do is come up the bat. That is the argument for Lindor or anybody else in the conversation is that this guy doesn't have the wear and tear, which Lindor definitely does.
Yes, indeed.
Now here's the argument to that, Dave. The only thing he has over Aaron Judge is stolen bases. Judge got a higher average, more home runs, more RBI. He didn't steal 50 bases. Plays center field. Center field, mind you.
Right.
So whose season is more historical than the other?
Well, that is
50-50. Yeah, okay.
That is true.
Somebody ought to pull up Aaron Judge's numbers.
Well, and that would be the argument. Now, I would say that it would be very interesting if there were, like the NBA, if there was only one MVP.
I was getting ready to say that, Dave.
Yeah.
Right.
What would it be? I'd have to say, I would say Judge.
Without a doubt.
I think Judge wins hands down. So that would be an interesting debate because it's really
I could tell you right now, 2024 season stats: 322 batting average, 58 home runs, 144 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.159. Whoa! Now I'm looking at those numbers, and man, and you're talking to a guy that on this, not only on Untitled, but also on In the Paint, said that he'll never replicate those numbers and come close to it. Man, I have to eat those words. Those words.
Hey, it's not
wrong.
It's not a bad
Not a bad sandwich to eat,
That's right.
Yeah.
Really not.
Yeah, I gotta eat that one. You know what I'm saying? Because that guy, I was like, whoa, okay, he's something else. Of course, let me throw a little shade at him though. I wonder if he didn't have Mr. Soto in that lineup. Would he have those same numbers?
Rodney.
Yes, sir.
He didn't have Soto in 2022.
Right. Well, you know what? True that.
He hit 311, 62 home runs, 131 RBIs.
Yeah, you got me there on that one. You got me on that one.
Stolen bases.
And listen, it's not like Ohtani is in a lineup with a bunch of minor leaguers.
Oh,
right.
You know,
please.
So
right.
They all benefit from that.
If I had to pick, guys, and I hate the Dodgers, I hate everything California. Y'all know that.
Right.
But I still believe to this day, Mookie Betts is one of the best players in Major League Baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tell me a guy that played in his career Started out as shortstop, played right field, second base. Now he's playing outfield again.
Yeah.
Tell me somebody that did that.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Consistently.
No.
And was good at every position he played.
Right.
Mookie
Come on,
Betts
this guy is something special, guys.
A heck of a ball player. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's something special.
Complete.
Yes. Complete.
So with that being said, that's why in my opinion, and I think we share the same opinion that Ohtani cannot be MVP. Sorry.
Okay.
You got too many. You have way too many good players out there in La La Land for them to say no. I'm sorry.
He went to a stacked team.
Yes,
he went to a stacked team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The team that he didn't win anything.
No,
in Anaheim.
Exactly.
He went there. A team that consistently won.
So it's a case of is this a case of the rich getting richer? I think so. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much.
And he's a beneficiary of it.
Yeah, big time.
Big time. And before y'all came on, Dave, it's showtime. Because they was one of the 100 win teams last year that didn't get out the first round.
Right. Exactly.
So, you added Ohtani.
Yep.
I tell you what, guys, I had it, and I hope it. I don't know. Y'all saw it. I had the Mets and the Padres in the NLCS.
Right.
Yes, you did.
Well, let's see. Hopefully they can pull it out tonight. We'll see.
They blew last night, guys.
They did.
They did blow last night. Yeah, they did blow last night.
Came in there and served up 2 meatballs.
Well,
that was heartbreaking, guys.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I couldn't even believe it myself.
I will say this. I think I told y'all. That game against Atlanta, I think Reggie tried to bring up 1986, Mets Astros.
Yeah.
The Mets lose that game. It's still a game 7.
Right.
The Mets lose that game against Atlanta. They might be out the playoffs if Atlanta wins game 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
they would.
The way they won that game. Come on, guys. I'm watching that game saying, this shit is what they call an instant classic.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Just put it right up there, instant classic. I caught that game from about the 7th inning on.
Forget about it.
Yeah, so I came home early, and I was I had some business to take care of, so I wasn't at work, so I got home in time to catch about the 7th inning on, and that roller coaster. Yes, that roller coaster ride that I went on,
and it
reminded me of. It reminded me of game 6 against the Astros.
Yeah, that was Reggie.
Yeah,
not to cut you guys off. Why they taking Myers out of this game?
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Was he injured? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
he was pitching his ass off.
Well, maybe I don't know. Overloaded workload, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I don't know.
I mean, if you're a Met fan, you want to see that. But
I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure.
Well, that's the same thing that they did the other night as a game 1, and even the Atlanta game. But I want to just bring up because in '86, of course, there were the 2 games that. Well, first of all, that playoffs was phenomenal too because the Angels and the Red Sox had their own drama.
Yeah,
but the two game 6s, of course, everyone talks about the World Series, just because the stage it was on and the fact that it was would have been done. But that Houston game was the biggest roller coaster ride that I ever had.
Yes.
And I spent every emotion that I had until when that final out was made, when he struck out Kevin Bass. I just cried. I literally just cried because that was the only emotion that I had left in me.
Right.
That was the game for the ages because we all knew that Mike Scott was looming in Game 7.
Exactly. You didn't want that.
He had beaten the Mets twice.
Yep.
and was definitely in their heads. And so they knew, even the players said that was their game 7.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then they celebrated and were drunk. I mean, it was crazy. The interviews that I remember, I think it was Keith Hernandez was drunk and they were interviewing him, and then they tore up the team plane on the way back. They tore that plane up, and I don't know if it was Delta, whoever it was. They contacted the Mets ownership. It was like these guys did like $20,000 worth of damage or something like that to the plane, and I think Davey Johnson covered it. From my understanding, it was like
I wish.
Y'all
know how I feel about the Mets and the Yankees thing, and I wish I could have been like you, Dave. Though I was ecstatic. The weird thing is when how you say is Orozco?
Yeah,
was that his name? Orozco.
Oh, okay, Jesse Orozco.
When he struck out Bass.
Yep.
I had to leave and go run PT.
Those
games were coming on at like 3 a.m. where I was at.
Right.
My clock for 2:30 every day, all the way to the end of the World Series. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning watching a baseball game.
Exactly.
But see, this time, Dave, the one thing I can say about this game, not to beat this to death, I don't think I ever saw 2 teams score 10 runs in 1 inning.
It was crazy. Let me tell you something. I was at work when this was going down. Okay, I was doing some overtime, and I'm not watching, but I'm getting these reports of the game. Okay, and people are just like we got Met fans, we got Yankee fans, and I'm telling you, the emotions and just the reactions, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. I had one Yankee fan laughing because that bases loaded clearing the double.
Yeah.
This Yankee fan was laughing at one of my coworkers who's a big time Met fan.
He survived because I'm telling you, somebody would be ready to kill somebody at that moment because what I was going through, I was in a room by myself, fortunately.
Right.
And when we took the lead, 6-3, I was as high as can be.
Of course.
And then we turned around and gave it back, and I was almost on the floor. It was that, I mean, physically, literally on the floor.
Right.
But I'll tell you, the thing about it, there was a part that I'm glad they actually did follow up on. Michael Harris Jr., center fielder. Did you guys see when he stuck out his tongue when he made the catch? So there was point there was a deep drive to center, and he tracks it down, and before he catches it, he sticks out his tongue like a Michael Jordan, tongue wagging, and has like a smirk on his face. So when Nimmo came up, and Nimmo hit the home run, he went around the bases and he looked at Michael Harris Jr. out in center field, and he stuck out his tongue. And it was it was like right back at you type thing.
Exactly.
Nimmo is not really that type of player. He's put your head down, run hard type of. But the emotions that were so caught up. But and before I get it off, is the last thing about that is one of the coolest things that I don't know that we'll ever see again was there's a video of post game 2, and you got Mets and Braves players. Both of them have the goggles on, and they're out there hugging each other because they're both clinched on the same day. And so, but I've never seen anything like that. But Mets clinched first, Braves went out there, they clinched second, and they're out there actually congratulating each other and hugging each other.
Right.
And it's something that just goes again. It's once again to show you that for these guys, their hearts are in it and everything like that, but they're not fans. Us fans, we want blood.
Right, exactly. You already know.
So Dave, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, wait a minute. I got to gather myself.
Okay, gather yourself. I feel
so you were the original guy who broke the TV? when they said this big run.
He's not a Cowboy fan. He's not a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
He's not a Cowboy fan. Stop it.
I've never.
I got no
broken
TV to break.
Yeah.
I got more sense than that shit.
Listen, I've looked at a TV and said, you know what,
That's
I can really
hilarious.
hurt you, but but I've never broken a TV over.
There you go.
I've thrown things. I've thrown things.
Okay.
But the way my bank account is situated,
Uh-huh.
I don't know that wouldn't have. I wouldn't have fed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Hilarious.
Dave, to your point with them celebrating together,
Yeah.
again, these baseball purists
Mhm.
that can't stand
Yeah.
Pete Rose, Barry
Yeah.
Bonds, they're bitching
Right.
about it. Oh,
Right.
that was so Bush League. They're supposed to hate each other.
Yeah.
Every time you see something different, new, and exciting, and
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
we
Right.
gotta have those fake ass purists, which I
Mm.
hate using that word.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah.
always got something to say, like, why would
Always.
they do that?
But
Oh.
If I could say something real quick.
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, please. Go ahead, Marshall. Sorry.
Yeah.
If I could say something real quick. To your point, Dom, about those purists, you know what those guys are? Just guys that are just wanting to be on TV so they can hear themselves talk and give out their bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
They
brother.
know
Agreed.
less about baseball than me and Dave.
That's
Exactly.
right. And let me just say this too, because here's where they're hypocritical to me.
Oh,
Every summer in late August, we watch the Little League World Series.
Mhm.
And what do? They talk about the sportsmanship, the camaraderie.
Yes.
the fact
Yes.
that
And all the kids play.
all the
and
kids
get to play.
And then that which was a heck of a game too.
Mhm.
The final game, the championship game between the Florida team and what was it? The Chinese, was it? I forget who it was, but anyway, that
Chinese Taipei, maybe.
Chinese Taipei. I think that was an amazing game itself, and the way that the Florida kids, when they won, they celebrated, but then they stopped, and then they went over and embraced the opposition, and the coach, one of the coaches, told the kid, pick your head up and hugged him, and we celebrate that. We talk about, oh, this is the beauty of it, and these are kids playing the kids game, and we marvel at the sportsmanship, and we talk about how wonderful it is and how the adults lose that kid in them, and then they do it as adults, and then the purists are like, oh, how could they do that?
Right.
A lot of those kids, just to get to the damn Little League World Series, a lot of people would be happy just to get there, let alone get to the championship game.
As a kid, I used to watch it. I would have loved to have played in
but
that.
here again, Dave, is another oxymoron, and it's amazing. I mean, because we're baseball purists, that we've seen the downfall of baseball.
Yeah.
And for some reason, baseball don't want to pick baseball up. It's like baseball always got to get in baseball's way. Because it wasn't that long ago, guys, that Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Trout ended that commercial. Remember? Let the kids play.
Yes.
Remember that commercial?
Yes.
Let the kids play. And here we are today bitching about me and Dave hugging.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Baseball, I said this a few years ago, guys, with y'all. Baseball manages to always get in baseball's way. Don't ask me why.
Right.
Don't ask me. They've had some of the greatest postseasons in the last 15 to 20 years. But somehow they'll get in their way either before the World Series or right after it. And you know what? I love what's his name. I think everybody should take a page out of his style. His Harold Reynolds is what baseball is about. When Harold Reynolds talks baseball, man.
Great
no
mind.
Yelling, no screaming.
No, great mind.
Dancing,
It's just exactly
baseball.
Exactly. Great mind, by the way.
You make a good point, because if you want to talk about people who knew baseball, the late Vin Scully, and I'm sure we can all agree.
We talked about
there will never be another announcer like him ever.
No.
Exactly. Wow. Well, I tell you, this baseball talk was very good, even though we're not even totally through with it. Ho! What about that? Huh? Baltimore. Let me just say this real quick. The Baltimore Orioles swept 2 times consecutive years. Swept. How good is this team? It makes me wonder.
Regular season.
Yeah, are they the Peyton Mannings of baseball? I don't know.
Wow.
These short series and these early rounds for the baseball postseason, it does not leave you much margin for error.
No,
it's
it really
not
doesn't.
like where you can get where there was only 2 teams that made the championship series, and before it used to be a 3-game series, if I remember when they first started it, and then they moved it to 5, and then it became 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I gotta tell you honestly,
series. If you make mistakes and come out flat, you're done.
You're done. I don't really like this format, to be honest. I'm old school. Yeah, I remember the 4 divisions. That was it. You had 2 in the NL and 2 in the AL, and that was it. Yeah. That was it. I'm not a fan of these wild card games and these short, like as Marshall just said, these short series like 3 games. No, 2 out of 3. I don't like it. And again, I echo what Marshall said. If a team isn't really on point, or makes a mistake, or makes a couple of mistakes, that's it for them. Yeah. And they're the team with the better record.
Yeah, that to me is where the problem is. I will say though, the extended format of more teams getting in and so forth, I know that it was designed to make for some teams September worth watching for their fans. I will say we don't get Monday without that format. Monday was the best of what that looks like. Right. But I do agree with you with that whole you're not rewarded for doing well and having your home field. It still is that quick turnaround and 1-2 mistakes and you're done. Because you look at it, what the Tigers did and Houston, the Royals did in Baltimore. This is the Mets Brewers series. I mean, it was on the brink of that too, where everybody would have closed out yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the Padres were the only home team.
Yep.
That won. I mean, because they're just that far above it. And
if I could say something real quick, going back to old school baseball real quick. When I was in the hospital and I was surfing YouTube, I did find a documentary that was on YouTube about that 78 playoff game between the Red Sox and the Dodgers and that incredible comeback. I mean, Red Sox and the Yankees, beg your pardon, sorry. And then, of course, the Red Sox, still, to this day, Red Sox fans curse the name of Bucky Dent.
Oh, yeah.
They would have to. They would have to.
He actually had a middle name that went between Bucky and Dent.
And it rhymed with
trucking.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't like this. I'm old school, but as I started to like it, then Dave takes the wind out my sails the other day when I'm so pumped.
When I told you,
the Mets won 1 game. We're gonna have a game in New York. Dave said, No. All 3 games are played.
No.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, bro.
Again, guys.
Come on.
Baseball takes something good.
Why would they even do something like that? Doesn't make any sense.
That is some Bush League shit, man.
Yeah.
It really is. That doesn't make any sense.
You can't explain it to me either. You can't explain travel, distance, time. You can't even explain to me no more.
Well,
you play 3 games, and guess what, guys? The Mets were the teams that lost this week a couple of years ago. Remember? When they had home field and couldn't win a game
against San Diego.
Yeah, couldn't win a game.
So I'll say it like this. They wanted to add more playoff teams, but still keep 162 games. So and the compromise that they came up with is that they put these 3 games in the middle of the week because they didn't want to. I'm sure, and I'm listen. This is just me talking. I wasn't in the room when they made the decision, but I think the travel part of it, like how do you do a series like that? Do you give the team with the better record the first 2 games, but then in this case of a game 3, this would have been at Citi Field. So then it's like the better team then has to go on the road to
you know what?
A clinching game.
You know what, Dave? I this is how it is. If you're gonna do it this three games nonsense and whatnot, have the one team, the team that's lower ranked, put it like that, have start the first game, and then have the better team have the last 2 games.
Right. I thought about that as well, and the only argument that I could say is that they might be of the mindset that the team with the higher seed, starting on the road, they might lose that game, because they're on the road team or something like that. Not have that jump off of having the home crowd. It's a lot of things, but I like that format better. Is that if you're going to do 3 games, then have that lower seed get the game 1.
Get game 1 exactly.
1-1-1.
Right.
There's too much traveling back and forth.
Right. I understand that. Right. Yes, sir.
But I think that would be the only fair way to do it. Then each team gets at least 1 home game.
Right. Exactly. Definitely.
And you know what, guys? That's as they would say, as fate would have it. I'm talking about going to work at 6 o'clock in the morning after the playoff games in '86. Now I have the luxury to just sit around and watch all the games.
That's it.
Almost, except for tonight, which is crazy. I should have it on my phone.
Right.
Yeah.
This game tonight is the first game I'm not going to watch. I hope they catch the end of it. I'm watching every game, every inning, and I love baseball. So you know what? I just love the fact that every year, hey, is it too early or too late for the conversation of the Baltimore Orioles are the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah.
MLB? I
mean, I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Every year, guys, they're building something special. Don't get me wrong. They're out of the doldrums they were in.
Yes.
But they can't get out the first round.
They can't get out. Come on.
Whether it's
Exactly.
the wild card or the first round. They just
You can't get out of it. You know?
Yeah.
The
they
shocker.
haven't won a playoff game in 2 years.
Right. Now, the shocker for me, though, was the Houston Astros. That was a shocker. That was a shocker.
Happy.
Yeah.
I hate Houston.
Yeah.
We know you do, Dom. We know you do.
I had a conversation. This is what happens when you got nothing to do, Dave. I actually had a conversation watching that game saying, do I hate the Astros more than I hate the Red Sox? Dominic looked over at Dominic and said, yeah, I think so, man.
Wow.
Remember Dave, last year, this year, before the season, it was the last. I went and saw the Astros exhibition game over preseason with the Mets.
Okay.
And I'm watching them then and saying, and then I see Reggie Jackson walking by with an Astro uniform. And I hate these bastards.
That was it. Yeah. That was it for you. You was done.
And you know what? Here's the irony, and I'll close the door. The manager that beat them yesterday was the manager that got fired from the Astros for cheating.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
AJ Hinch. Hinch. Ain't that something?
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk about turnaround is fair play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. There you go.
Karma.
You know?
How you fire the cheater that helped us win?
It's not as bad as the Red Sox. They fired their manager, let him sit out a year, and hire him the next year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. Exactly. Gentlemen, should we do some moving on? Let's go to the. Let's give somebody their flowers tonight.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's give her their flower. Give her a flower. She won the WNBA Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. probably not the biggest.
She won it on draft day.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. Did that little young lady come in second place, Angel? Because she had a pretty good season as well.
Yeah, her getting hurt, Angel getting hurt, really kind of hurt her chances. I mean, it was going to be an outside chance, but when she got injured, that kind of.
Did she really get injured?
Yeah,
she didn't have a chance.
You don't think so?
No. We're talking about all the rhetoric aside. We're talking about somebody that scored the most points as a rookie, the most assists as a rookie, scored the most points in college basketball, period. Had yo-yos like Gino Murray, whatever his name is, saying she won't measure up in the WNBA.
Right.
Really? I mean, all the shit this girl has taken, and you know what they're forgetting to say? She's taken the WNBA to new heights when it comes to TV viewership, attendance. Right. Say what you want, like her or not. She did this shit, guys. We can't deny what this young lady did.
Not at all.
Wait, I gotta argue against one of the points, Dom.
Okay.
Statistically,
Here we go.
Statistically, yes, she did all of those things that you said she did. The only thing that I will disagree with you on is about taking the WNBA to the new heights. She didn't. The machine behind her did. Because talent-wise, coming out, there's been plenty of very talented players coming out of college into the WNBA. It was just that she had, and it's not even her. It is the marketing machine that promoted Caitlin Clark for the past 2 years of college that brought about this interest of her coming into the league. I'm not saying it's not warranted, but why was all of this marketing done behind her? That's what brought in the attention, because had she just played out her college career, done what she did without all of these talking heads, and even putting her against Angel Reese, who beat her junior year, if you didn't have all of that extra stuff, then the interest that came with her entering the league wouldn't have been there. So
all that extra stuff though sells TV ratings, and that's all what they're about.
Well, exactly. But I don't credit Caitlin Clark for that. I won't say that she did that. Her name did it because that's what was promoted. But herself, the young lady just wants to play basketball.
Right.
She didn't come in there Right. She didn't come in there and say that I'm going to be the savior of the WNBA. So I'm not going to put that on her. The marketing and as you said, Marshall, with the TV ratings and all of that stuff, saw and capitalized on that, and then created the phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark, and that's what drew people in. So that would be the only thing that I would say I would differ with. I would not credit her specifically. I would credit the name and the machine that put her.
And again, Dave, all that being said, she still had to measure up for somebody to want to come watch this.
100%.
We just had this conversation last year. Remember, guys?
Yes,
25 years of being in the red. Can't get out their own way. Now, we can blame marketing. We can blame whoever we want. But again, this is a young lady that took backlash from so many people. And then we go to what Dave's saying, the marketing machine and all of this. The average person would have folded. Right. They would have said, you know what, Dave? I'm not up for this shit. I'm not built for this. I'm 22 years old.
Right.
And I got to hear all of this rhetoric in a league, whether it was marketing, talent, or just nobody gave two shits, was in the red for 25 out of 26 years.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we got something good. It's like I said earlier, it's the new shiny toy. But in this case, you wanted to take the shine off the toy that was actually helping this dead ass league.
Yeah.
We talked about this numerous times, guys, wondering why the NBA didn't pitch in money
And really quick to switch gears for the New Yorkers. I honestly think the Liberty are the team to beat to win the championship, hands down. The Aces look a little bit
shaky.
There's some of us New Yorkers that thought the Liberty would win a championship before the Knicks.
Yeah.
I think it's going to
happen this year.
Well, they might be the first team to hang a banner in the Barclays Center.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting they play in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they don't play in MSG, I don't think. Yeah, they don't play in
MSG. They haven't played in MSG for years.
Exactly.
Yeah. Again, to show you where my interests lied in the WNBA, and I will say this, Dave. With Caitlin Clark, did I really follow the WNBA this year?
No,
not at all. Sorry.
Same here.
I apologize. Yeah, I apologize, fellas, but it just don't strike my interest. I hate to say it like that.
Yeah, listen.
I know plenty of people that like it, women that support it. Hey,
and about time they started supporting.
If it took a controversy for all of y'all to jump on this train, God bless you.
Right,
God bless you. Because it worked.
No, I've watched more women's college games than I have.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. I haven't watched any. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan.
Me either.
I'm just not. I apologize. Like Dom did. You know, she didn't draw me in. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. You know, I mean, probably the most I've seen as far as WNBA was when I was back in the day when I was working at Radio City Music Hall and they had games at Radio City Music Hall.
The Liberty played.
Yeah, they played there. They had games at that's the only
Yep, right over there on the stage.
Yep, exactly. That's the only time I really watched.
That, see?
Oh yeah, for sure.
When they were doing the remodeling of
MSG.
Because they were doing it in the summertime because the Knicks and the Rangers were playing during the winter. So
especially that dude, he used to play for Milwaukee. Oh, I'm sorry, fellas.
Yeah. So then they moved them to Radio City because I guess Dolan owned MSG and Radio City, and so they played a season or two there, and then they moved. I'm not sure if they went directly to Barclays or they played somewhere else, but then they've been at Barclays for the past few years.
Right.
I didn't even know the Islanders play in Barclays.
They don't.
They don't, right? Where do they play?
They used to. They play
out in
Belmont Park.
Yeah,
it's not HBCU, Red. It's UBS.
Arena. Yeah, UBS.
I pass it all the time. I pass it all the time. It's about 10 minutes from where I live. And it's in Elmont.
Right across Island.
Yeah, it's in Elmont. It's in Elmont. It's right next to Belmont Park.
Exactly.
They've been hopping around, huh?
I haven't been. Yeah, well, the whole debacle with the Coliseum, and they were remodeling the Coliseum. They went to Barclays, which I'll tell you, I've seen a couple of Islander games at Barclays. It was terrible for.
Okay.
If you were in the corners, the sight line, you couldn't even see the net.
Wow.
On one end, you couldn't see. So I sat on an end where you couldn't see the net. I mean, how you watching a hockey game and you can't even see the goal?
Exactly.
And Long Islanders, even though it's right off the Long Island Railroad, Long Islanders don't like to come to the city if they don't have to.
There you go.
So that was one of the big things about it, and they wanted them to come back to Nassau Coliseum, but something happened where I don't understand who the genius was with this, but from my understanding is that when they remodeled Nassau Coliseum, the seating capacity was less than what the league limit was. And so
was it less than 12,000, David?
It was something ridiculous like that where you could not they had some exhibition games and maybe one game there or something like that. But so So they were pushing for the arena and the one at UBS at Belmont Park is. Like I said, I haven't been in it, but externally it looks really nice.
Okay.
It looks like one of the better venues in the New York area.
Right. Well, let's do some moving on. A lot of talk.
I think Ronan been waiting for this.
Yeah.
A lot of talk about this one here. So the New York Knicks traded for that guy. We've heard rumors before about Karl Anthony Towns coming to New York. How the Knicks wanted him. Now the Knicks wanted him. Oh, by the way, how the Knicks wanted him, and now they got him. I am not.
I know what he would say.
I am not. Listen, you already know. If Max 6'11", God rest your soul, brother. If you were here on this line, he already know what Mac would say. Yeah. Okay, this dude, no. But at the same time, I put something in our group text and whatnot. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I truly believe that he wasn't on the same level as Brunson. And when I say that, I'm talking about how Brunson took a more of a team-friendly deal. Okay, to stay on the Knicks and whatnot, to re-sign with them, to extend his stay. I don't think Randall was on that level. And I think the Knicks knew that and explored that trade. You understand? And got Cat. Yeah. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
I'm fine with that. I just didn't. I didn't want to lose Dante.
Yeah, that's another one.
The Randall situation. Listen, I was hopeful to see how Randall would fit in with that team, and I felt that he was he was good and he would be able to do it, but. I'm okay with losing him. I was more disappointed with losing Dante.
Right.
I agree.
Definitely.
Double-edged sword, guys. When the trade happened, my son called me. And I said, I right now I got to say push. Because I was like Dave for a second. Yeah. They got this far. Yeah. Let's see if they run it back.
Right.
A healthy OG, a healthy Randall. And then I started looking at, as I always do, numbers. The only thing Towns outdoes Randall with is field goal and three-point shooting. Randall scores more, assists more, and gets more rebounds. And I think he's a harder player. Like, he epitomizes what we were talking about all year last year.
Right.
That tough team,
yes, sir.
Tough town. Now we bring in.
Yes.
Now we bring in Mr. Softy. And no knock against Towns. A few years ago, I used to argue with my friends on the Bleed Blue show.
Sorry, guys. Let me cut it in. 1-0 Brewers. The solo home run in the seventh inning.
Okay. All right.
I used to argue with my fellas on the Bleed Blue show that we should try to get Towns. Everybody would say, well, him and Thibodeau didn't get along. That was bogus because Towns had his best 4 years, 3 of his best 4 years under Tom Thibodeau. Was it a Tom Thibodeau problem or was it a Jimmy Butler problem? Because them problems never manifested until Jimmy Butler went to Minnesota. So that being said, I'm a Knicks fan. The Knicks don't make it hard to be they don't make it easy to be a Knicks fan. They're gonna do something. I just will say this, guys. If you're happy with RJ, Grimes, Quickly, Randall, Dante, Bogdanovich, 7 draft picks for OG, Bridges, and Towns. That's the trade-off. That's a 10-month trade-off, and that's what we got. I'm afraid, guys. OG. This guy hasn't played 70 games since his rookie season.
Exactly.
I'm scared of that one.
Right, and with good reason. With good reason, though.
And as much as I like Bridges, who is he? Is he that guy?
I
mean, and now you're trying to get Towns to play a position that he never wanted to play. Hence the reason the Wolves went out and got Rudy Gobert.
Back-to-back home runs.
I was about to say, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. They went back-to-back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it that bullpen again? Is it that bullpen?
Yeah. I think that's Budo in there.
Come on.
Yeah, they took out Quintana was pitching. It was nothing all the way through.
That's the Achilles heel. That's been their Achilles heel. You know, I thought they shored it up at the trade deadline a little bit, but apparently not.
Yeah. Came back to bite them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they got two more at bats.
But I'm sorry about that, guys. But getting back to the Randall and
interrupt that, Can I say this about the cat situation? One of the things that I don't know if it's something that I should be concerned about or not, but in the conference, in the division, we've got Philadelphia and Embiid. Didn't Embiid own Towns?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the guy isn't exactly known for his defensive play. He really isn't. And again,
you're right there. That's another thing.
Yes.
Julius Randle had a higher defensive rating than Towns.
Right.
We know, again, guys, we know before Dave talked about the home runs, that's what I was getting at. Towns always had Gobert behind him. Now, if you're going to play him at center, and he's going to have to because Mitchell Robinson ain't going to play till January to begin with,
right?
You have no Rudy Gobert behind you.
No.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see exactly, and again, with a coach like Thibodeau, the one good thing about Thibodeau is he always preaches team defense. Like, me and Dave might not be the greatest defensive players, but if we defend as a team, we're going to be pretty successful.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, and I think because so many people dislike Randall, they think this is a win-win, no way, no how we can lose out. But again, there's little signs, guys. His last 3 to 4 years, he hasn't been the healthiest guy in the Cheerio box either. He's borderline OG Anunoby.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
can I ask a question?
You talk about shrinking in the playoffs.
Hold on, Marshall.
You've been known to do that. You go from 20-something points a year to 16, 18 in the playoffs. But again, nobody wants to have those conversations yet. But we'll see. Like I said, guys, we're Knicks fans. I'm gonna be a Knicks fan. I'm gonna be in Miami on October 30th to see the Knicks and the Heat.
Right.
Because I'm a Knicks fan.
Whoa.
And we'll see what this guy brings. And another thing that scares me, guys, is how long is a 6'1" guard gonna get to keep doing what he's doing before somebody says, you can run the pick and pop with Towns. I will say this, guys, the Knicks definitely got better offensively because that was really our Achilles heel.
Okay, right.
Especially when Randall went down.
Yeah.
Because if you expected Josh Hart, and as much as I like Dante, to do what they did last year, this year, that was a oxymoron. These guys never did that in none of their years in the NBA.
Yeah.
They never. So did they play above their heads? Yeah. Was it fun to watch?
Yeah.
But that being said, guys,
is it sustainable?
They have a word called average.
Right.
You know, me and Dave average this.
Right.
We may exceed it on occasion, but we still average.
Yeah.
So they did get better offensively.
Okay.
I'm confused with the Bridges thing. I know he's a good defensive player, but come on, y'all saw him play in Brooklyn last year.
Exactly.
And he's already finding that alibi with Brooklyn. Oh, it was a losing situation. I didn't feel comfortable.
Right.
So if we lose 5 games in a row, what are you going to do? Put your head in the sand?
Listen, let me go to.
Sometimes don't say nothing is better than saying something.
There you go. Let me go to Marshall.
We'll see, guys. Their season starts in what, 3 weeks?
Pretty much. About 3 weeks. Marshall, you wanted to add something. You wanted to ask a question.
I think Dom kind of covered this, but my question. But let me just real quick. My question is does Towns' addition to the Knicks roster, does that elevate them to get to the finals and possibly win a championship? And right now, I know it's too early, But like you said, like Dom said with the defense, you've got to have defense to win the series in the NBA. And if you don't have the defense, you're not going to be very successful.
I'll take a chance and answer this. I say no. This guy does not bring them closer. I think we're looking at a second round exit. I don't even think they're going to get to what do you call it. And I could be wrong, and you guys will roast me, but that's fine. But again, that's how little faith I have in Karl Anthony Towns. To be honest with you, I wish they could have just ran it back with a healthy Randall and a healthy OG. You understand what I'm saying? I think they had a better chance of reaching, the conference finals or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Maybe this, this go around, this another go around with Tibbs will elevate his play defensively, specifically. Yeah. So we'll see.
It'll be interesting to see what they look like once they're all on the court together.
Right.
For sure.
I will say this, guys, for the last 4 years, and now considering what we did, I want to know who Mitchell Robinson knows.
He's got dirt. He's got dirt on somebody.
I could have lived with losing Dante, even maybe Deuce McBride, Mitchell Robinson, and a couple of picks. And now we have Karl Towns, Randall, Bridges, OG, Brunson, and no Mitchell Robinson. I mean, I hate to say it, guys. Whether he's been cursed or whatever.
Dom, to answer your question, Mitchell Robinson has Diddy's list.
Right. Wow.
I'm so confused, guys. When I heard about this, I'm thinking, oh, man, I told my boys a few years ago, man, this is a good way to get rid of Mitchell Robinson. Okay, Towns got a big contract, but we'll find a way to work around this. These aprons, napkins, tablecloths, we won't be talking about this no longer.
And he's still not healthy at the begining of the year.
No,
they get Towns and Mitchell Robinson still a Knick, and he ain't playing until January.
Right.
So half the season.
Wow. Look at that.
Unbelievable, man.
Yep.
I was wondering why I didn't see his mixtape, the video.
That's why. That's why. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
He put a pause on that.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I'm glad you guys just touched on it. Just kind of like a light bulb just went off my head. Is the injury factor. You got Mitchell. You might have OG. You might have Cat. Well, you know what I'm saying? These question marks, man. This is really concerning, to be honest with you. That could kind of destroy their season in a way.
It could derail them.
It could derail them. Exactly. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
think they're a 2 seed. I don't think so.
I'll
tell you what, guys. I think Indiana, as much as I don't want to say this, I think Indiana already said to Dave and Dominic, we don't give a shit what you say about defense.
Yeah.
We're just going to go out there and try to outscore everybody. We can score 135 points with our eyes closed. We just got to hold somebody under 136.
For sure.
And I think they're willing to roll those dice, guys. I'm serious. It worked for them last year.
Yeah, damn sure did.
Brought back everybody on their team.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's go running. Let's do UNLV. Let's run and gun our way back into the playoffs and hope for the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. God, I mean, even though they was playing an injured Knicks team, they didn't give two you-know-whats about them. And they didn't. Season. They didn't do that. They averaged giving up like 124 points a night. And they made it to the conference finals.
Yep. That they did.
I'm dreaming, man.
That they did.
I kept telling y'all, guys, people that talk defense in the NBA, they're talking out of the other side of their face. Ain't nobody playing defense in the NBA.
Not like that. No.
It's an offensive-driven league.
Yep.
This is what the NBA wanted. The NBA
It's what they wanted.
They got it. That's what they got.
This is what they wanted, guys. Remember? And Indiana's giving it to them. Indiana.
God damn.
Now what? They scored again?
No, double steal.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. Okay.
It's second and third, 2 outs.
Okay.
But this guy can't find the strike zone.
Okay. Well,
So then that means he's prone to lob one over there, try to get me over pitch and
serve up a meatball like you said, right, David?
Yep.
There you go. Well, like I said, good luck to the Knicks.
This is Diaz in there.
Oh God. Okay.
He replaced Buto.
Oh, this asshole, bro.
Okay. Well, that doesn't
Pete
sound
Alonso is the worst, bro.
Yeah, he missed the pop up down the
was it a foul ball or?
Yeah, it was a foul ball. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He flubbed it.
Yeah. Great. I watched that turn around and bite them in the ass.
Yeah, right up.
You know what? I'm looking at it now, man.
Jesus.
We can say what we want about the pitching. The Mets only got 2 hits.
They have after.
Yeah, but they wasn't. Quintana wasn't giving up anything, though.
No, he wasn't. But after they scored their last runs yesterday, and then Rush went Milwaukee's way, they haven't done anything.
Right.
Oh, we lucked up on that.
Well, he had 94 pitches in 6 innings. I don't know his standard, but
But you already know they're big on that pitch count.
0-0, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
The game was no score.
Exactly. They're big on that pitch count. Yo, let's get into this one.
That shit's
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Wait, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
I can't believe we having this conversation. Like,
okay. No. We're having this conversation, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. I agree with the Mad Professor. I kind of agree with the Mad Professor. I'm gonna have this conversation. Yes, I am.
I mean, I'm like, really?
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Do not laugh. Do not. Yes. Do not laugh. Do not laugh. Right now, he is probably on the best team that can fit his abilities. Okay, he didn't have it with the Jets. They didn't provide him with offensive firepower that he has with this team. Come on now. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. I'm just saying. You got Justin Jefferson. You got the tight end. I forgot his name. Higgleby, whatever his name is, something like that. Dude. He's got some weapons. And all he's got to do is play within himself, and we're seeing that. 932 yards passing in the first 4 games. They're undefeated. He's looked good. I got to give it to him. Maybe I'm not going to say it's a fluke. I'm not. But if you give him something to work with, he's making it work. And a long time ago, when he got drafted by the Jets, I had said that this guy wanted to take on the leadership role. He did something that was uncharacteristic for a rookie quarterback. And I was like, okay, this guy gets it. He might be. Now, I'm not going to say he's the best USC because I hate USC quarterbacks. Okay, because they never, Carson Palmer is the best. Okay, that's not saying a lot. But that's not saying much. But I will give it to this guy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he messes up from here on out, all right, whatever. But I'm just saying, if you give this dude what he needs to be successful, he has the ability to do it. And I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's the next great thing. No, but can he be productive? Yes, and I think we're seeing that these first 4 games. That's all I gotta say.
Remember, he had another bad stop in Carolina too.
Yes, he did. So again, is it him or is it the pieces that he needs to be around him?
Maybe who they're playing or basically a little bit of luck. But my thing with Darnold is that dude's been injured how many times? More times than I can shake a stick at.
Okay. But I'm saying, Marshall, like I said, if you give this guy something to work with, he'll work it out.
That's anybody, though.
Well, okay, fine. That's anybody. Okay, fine. Huh?
It's the pieces in the offense that they're running.
Okay.
They're running a version of the West Coast offense, so he doesn't have to gamble as much. You don't have to ask him to do a lot. It's not that different to what San Francisco does with Brock Purdy.
But Brock Purdy, okay,
So,
and we consider Purdy an elite quarterback.
Connell is a good quarterback. He's a good offense coordinator. He's a good quarterback coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, Darnold, unlike a lot of these other USC quarterbacks, I think he was incredibly gifted physically. It's him and Caleb Williams, because he can move. He's got decent wheels. He was in Carolina a couple years ago. He had some decent games, but he's got better pieces. He's got arguably probably the best wide receiver in the league. They got a decent offensive line, and they can run the ball.
Right. Did he have that with the Jersey Jets? No. Was they trying to help him out that way? No. Absolutely not. So again, like I said, I talked to the man professor. We talking about Nick.
Yeah.
And because he's a big Viking fan, and he was like, "Yo, this." He's like, "I told you." I was like, "I get it. I get it. I understand. I get it." I had to take a look back at it. I'm like, "Yo, hold up. Let's not laugh, Reg."
I'm laughing.
Let's not do that.
I'm laughing at the disbelief that this kid is actually doing something. Finally, what? How many years in is he? This is 50 years.
In a while.
Okay, 5 or 6. Okay,
5, 6 years, and 3 teams later, this is what the Jets drafted.
Hey, listen. I can bring up Geno Smith. Okay.
The Jets were drafting for the future. It just wasn't their future.
It wasn't their future. Exactly. You know? Come on now. Be nice. Be nice.
Now they got Aaron Rodgers. So look what that got you.
Okay. Let's transition to that.
He's played more games than he played last year, so I guess.
Let's transition into the New York Jets and a possible dilemma.
They play each other this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's an overseas. I think that's an England game. I think
that's the first game, 9:30 Sunday.
Yeah, 9:30. Right. Exactly.
Can I just say I hate those games?
So do I. I hate them as well. I can't stand them. You know.
All of them. I hate all of those international games.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a fan.
You know what? I told you guys earlier this year. I looked at the Jets schedule, and I said 7-10, even with Aaron. 7-10. I had clearly said they have winnable games that they're going to drop. This past week was one of them. That game was winnable.
The Denver game, a game they should have won and didn't.
They should have won that game, and they did not win that game. This was one of these games that I'm talking about. This is what's going to bite them in the ass this year. Because those winnable games, they're going to drop a few.
When I looked at the Jets schedule this year, I had 11 wins.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I was even counting the Steelers.
Okay.
They were in disarray. New England, yes, I counted last week's game. That was supposed to be a win. So now I'm the Titans, the Texans,
bro,
the Cardinals. They had a very they still do, guys.
They still do.
Moving forward, they have a very fan-friendly schedule. And when you look at the AFC, you got Kansas City, Houston, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Wild card, Jets, Indianapolis, Baltimore. They're all 2-2. So can the Jets hold on? Because everybody under them, Chargers, Denver, Las Vegas. Remember, Denver got to play the Raiders probably twice. So somebody's going to lose at least one of them games.
Of course.
It's going to be, I still have the Jets winning 11 games.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I again, those 2 against Buffalo, Miami, they should be able to take those two.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're gonna lose one of them though. I have a feeling.
The only thing that scares me about the Jets is Aaron Rodgers, as great as he is, he's very mundane. There's no bells and whistles with this offense. It's drop back, hand it off, or drop back, fake it, come back. It's they have like I don't know. We can't blame the offensive coordinator and the coach because this is basically how Aaron Rodgers played his whole career. This is how he's played his whole career, and he's
you can blame offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'll tell you why, Dom. I'll tell you why you can blame Hackett, because this is not Matt LaFleur's offense. Hackett was calling plays in Matt LaFleur's offense up in Green Bay. So that's why Aaron Rodgers is doing well. This is Hackett's offense, and this offense is trash. Hackett's not that different than Mike McCarthy. He's just not. He's not that different than Mike McCarthy as far as he's not imaginative. A couple of times I watched the Jets offense isn't imaginative. They don't do a whole bunch of pre-snap motion. Neither does Dallas. So, I gotta put freaking Dan Marino back there. You don't have the same results.
Yeah, because there was
that's on Rodgers, because Rodgers wanted this dude there, and that's on him.
Right. There was one game where I was watching, and I'm like, as a matter of fact, San Francisco, that game, first game of the year, what happened?
Yeah.
They looked good offensively on one particular drive.
That was it.
And that was it. They got stale. They became predictable. Again, your job, and again, I'm not a professional, but if you're an offensive coordinator, a heralded one that allegedly heralded one at that, then you can adjust to the other team's defensive adjustments and call the right plays. There was a lack of that during that whole, from the second quarter on. There was a lack of it. And you have talent.
Dave is offense coordinator because his father was offense coordinator. That's why. Paul Hackett.
I gotta ask a question, man. Is this guy got one foot on the banana peel and the other one out the door?
Who is this?
The coach.
Oh yeah.
I think
There's no question.
He got a pass last year because of Rodgers.
Of course. Yeah, of course. But he's definitely. And the funny thing is, I kind of like the guy, but it's just not working. It is what it is. It's just not working, man. They gotta find.
They haven't had a winning season under him. This could be the first year for it. But yeah, I think they could. I'm not saying go out and get Bill Belichick. I mean, I think we should let that wheel fall off the bus. But there's got to be somebody else out there, guys, that could turn this ship around. Or I'm not saying fire him right now, but I haven't been impressed with this guy for 4 years.
I hear you.
And I'm a Jets fan, so
right, exactly. I already told you what you should do. I already told you what you could do. Y'all, the Jet fans don't listen to me. You know
what was it? Tell us.
Take up that collection. Take up that collection. Look for that guy that does those infomercials at like 3:30 in the morning, telling you take up a collection. Get rid of that dude. He's the one that cursed you. He is the man that cursed you. You get rid of that one, you'll get some championships.
I hear you.
I thought I was gonna say make some hot wings and go to Buffalo.
Nah. I'm done. I don't root for any teams except for the Yankees. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, you ain't a Bills fan no more?
No, I'm done. I dropped that.
God,
I had enough.
He denounced them last. What was it?
Last year? Well, here's the thing. Look what happened
last year.
Wait, here's the thing. Look what happened. Look what happened. This year they started out 3-0. They was trying to reel me back in, but I stayed strong, and then bam, they got their asses handed to them. There you go.
Who handed it?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It do matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. They're not drawing me back in. I'm done. That's it. Bam.
If they beat Kansas City, you're not gonna come back.
Nope.
You
Get 3-1, R. Damn.
I don't care. I'm not getting drawn back in. I'm done. Because once I get drawn back in, Josh Allen will play ridiculous. He'll have me. I'll be like a Cowboy fan. No offense, guys. I'll break my TV. I'll smash my TV. So I'm not. No. I'm done. That's it.
Do they play Kansas City this year?
They probably will.
This week, I think.
It is this week?
I think. This is week 5, right?
Yeah, it's week 5. Let me check.
No, they play the Texans. They play the Texans.
Okay. But again, I'm not going for the banana in the tailpipe. Nope. I refuse.
They got a fan friendly schedule too, R.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, they got a pretty Yeah,
come on.
Let me see. They are facing Buffalo week 11 though. Yeah. At Buffalo, matter of fact.
I'll tell you what, R. I would take Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
At this point, yes.
I hear you. Okay. Yeah, I've seen too much of Josh Allen. I'm done. I can't. I can't. As much as it pains me, I can't.
I didn't even catch the R jumped off that bandwagon.
Yeah, man. I had enough.
I'm
off.
Jumped off the Nets bandwagon too.
Guys, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. This shit is too painful. I'm like, God damn it.
The man without a team, except the
Yankees. That's it. Except the Yankees. That's it.
Oh my goodness, this guy is crazy.
When do you jump off the Yankees ship? When do you jump off of that one?
I didn't even know that, man.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna root for the Yankees. That's it. I'll stand by them.
You're gonna stay with that?
I'll stand by them.
Can I ask you a question?
Listen, I don't need that misery on the Mets. I don't.
Question I have for R.
What's your question?
Question I have for R is this: What was the straw that broke the camel's back, bro?
What was what?
What was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Well, I gotta be honest. In regards to the Bills and whatnot, it's just
yes.
I cannot stand these stupid losses with this guy and his decision making and those turnovers kills me every time. I say I can't do this. I cannot do this. I cannot scream at this TV anymore. I can't throw air punches. I can't do it. I'm done. That's it. I had enough of him. I had enough of that guy. That's why when Dom said I would take, I was like, I don't know. And it boggled my mind when he had the most turnovers the past 2 to 3 years. Come on, you got more than Daniel Jones? Yo, come on, son. Nah, I'm done. I had enough. I can't.
Damn, Dave, Reggie, we better be careful. R gonna throw us under the bus. He's gonna take back his friendship.
Nah, son. Nah, I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that dude. And then they traded my boy too on top of that, Stefan. Oh man, I was like, yo, you know what? I'm done with y'all. I had enough.
Oh,
can't do it. Yo, what? This dude is killing him. What's Baker Mayfield? Go ahead, Baker. I ain't mad at you.
Oh, there's a game on tonight.
Yeah. The Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks, man. And Baker's doing it, man. He look good.
You.
He looks good. It's a good fit.
Baker Mayfield for president.
Yeah, he looks good in this game. I'm like, yo, this guy's doing it. Well, actually, believe it or not, Kirk Cousins isn't doing too bad either. It's going to be 24-17, and that's in the first half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A lot of good offensive plays.
These Thursday night games, guys.
You know what? I hear you, man.
I don't even be knowing they're on, and then they're on Amazon.
That's how much exactly. It's on Amazon, Prime. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I better get used to it because the NBA gonna be on it next year.
Exactly. Ain't that something? For sure.
It only cost them $1.4 billion.
Yeah, that's a drop in a bucket for them. That's nothing.
Yeah, Bezos is loaded. He's got money.
Not you, Shorty. With the NBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are they getting these large contracts and their ratings are trash?
It's amazing. It's
Ice
amazing. I
skating
talk
is
about this
higher
all the time.
ratings in the NBA.
It's a big business, bro. It's a big business.
Yeah,
It's a big
Is
business.
it because maybe because it's the gambling aspect? Because I'm sorry, man.
Probably.
Got a point.
Think about this, Ronan. You got Amazon, Peacock, NBC, and ESPN are gonna share the wealth next year.
Yep.
And
Ridiculous.
each one of them paid astronomical money. And guess what? Peacock and NBC, they're the same entity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got ESPN/ABC, Disney.
Yep.
I mean, how much money? And y'all are talking about aprons and tablecloths. Nah, when that money starts getting spread around to the team, we ain't never gonna hear this shit again. I told y'all this. By next year, we ain't gonna be hearing nothing about you in the second apron, under the blankets, and that's just gonna be out there. Because how do you defend that, R? When right now I know Amazon paid 1.something billion. So what did NBC pay? What did ESPN pay?
Yep.
And all of this is going toward the NBA's revenue. And of course, I think the last time I checked, it might have been 55-45. It may even be less than that now. So, nah, fellas, I don't want to hear that shit about you can't spend and no.
Right.
You can spend whatever you want as long as you're willing to pay. So, and the NBA is doing a good job. That Ronan's right though. Their ratings have been garbage for the last 5 years.
But they got the money.
The finals have been in the dump. Their finals ratings have been in the dump.
Right.
And they came up with, and I hate to say this without beating the dead horse, or then people wonder why TNT couldn't match that offer from Amazon.
Right.
TNT was probably like, hey, man, we're not getting that much viewership to pay all this. See,
exactly.
The difference with Amazon and Peacock, guys, those are streaming networks.
Yep.
So that shit's already paid for.
Yep.
Dave, Dom,
right,
Reggie,
that's right.
We all own Amazon. We all got Amazon, don't we?
Exactly.
I know we.
For sure.
So they're not losing a penny. What they're gonna do is they'll get more subscribers than they did before. They pulled the ultimate oof.
Yeah, they pulled the ultimate flim flam.
Because they don't need nothing, guys.
No.
I hate to say this, NBC, ESPN, AP, whatever. They need ratings because they need commercials.
Right.
They have to sell commercials. Now you'll see commercials on Amazon, but that don't mean shit to them. Because again, Dave, Reggie, Dominic, Ronan, we already bought that. We already paid for this shit. Yep. So the only thing I don't like, guys, is you can't flip the channels.
Right.
They go channel surfing when it comes to streaming.
No, there isn't.
But hey, it's gonna be something weird next year. And another sad thing is your internet goes down. There goes your game down too.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Or if you have the old Mac 611 internet.
Yeah, I was just thinking about
that. Right.
Take you 2 days to watch one game.
Telling you.
You go from red zone to dead zone.
Yeah. Yep, indeed.
Unbelievable.
Well, guys. Oh, sorry, Don. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, guys, it's weird, man. 10 years ago, me and my son were driving to Charlotte, and he was telling me, Dad, cable's going to be a thing of the past. This streaming shit.
Yeah.
I was like,
and he was right. Man, guess what? Your son was right. Exactly.
Guess what?
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Real.
Well, I am going to have to shut this episode 49 down until episode 50 next Thursday.
All right, can't be good now.
But I want to thank you guys. The golden one. I gotta think of something. Maybe I'll have a best of hits or something. Let me go back You know what I'm saying? Go back in the day and whatnot. So thanks again for joining me, Dom, David, Ronan, Reggie, Marshall. Shout out. Thanks. Love you guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, respect you guys as well. And we're going to do it again next week at 8 o'clock. No Bishop tonight. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he's fine. I'm going to reach out to him because I get worried. Yeah. But I don't hear
one thing, Art. Check this out, Art.
Yes, sir.
We did a hell of a lot in 1 hour and 40 minutes.
You damn straight. You better believe that. Always do. Always do. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching online. Appreciate you. Hey, be safe, everyone.
Can I say one last thing?
Please go ahead, my brother Roman.
Last thing. Just to pour salt in the wound. Let's go, Brewers.
Oh, that's horrible. All right. I got to throw a flag. Personal foul. Personal foul. 15-yard penalty. Personal foul.
Oh, yeah.
That's cold.
I ain't Gotham City. I need to get some laughs off, man.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyway, I'll turn on my eye on the Phillies, yo.
Let's go whoever the Cowboys are playing.
He had to return fire.
I ain't worried about them. I'll talk to you about that later, Dick. I'll talk to you about Jackass Jones and Lunchbox Head.
Have a good one, guys.
Peace.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right.